Welcome to our second lesson. We go over grappling techniques performed by one of my top students, Kara. So this time our stance will be a little different. We're going to start with our head more forward, hands lower, and our butt back further. This is to prevent against a takedown. Same kind of thing. If you're left-handed, right foot forward. If you're right-handed, left foot forward. Go ahead and get in your preferred stance. Again, keeping your knees nice and bent. And now we're going to practice level changes. So this is essentially bending your knees and getting your hips lower than your opponent's. Use your hand as a measuring stick and continually touch the ground as you stand back up. Keep those knees bent, and then again, if your right foot is forward, touch the ground with your right hand. All right. Knees bent, legs wide, back straight, eyes up. Try not to curve your spine. We're just practicing changing our levels because it's all about our hip positioning being lower than our opponents. Go ahead and take a little breather because now we're going to work on something called a sprawl. A sprawl is getting your hips and legs all the way back so you don't get taken down. So go ahead and get in your grappling stance. Your hands come down to the mat. Your legs jump back and wide on the balls of your feet. And then you hop back up into your grappling stance. Notice how Kara gets her hips nice and low, and her knees are low, and her arms are straight. If this hurts your back while you do this sprawl, don't worry about curving your spine so much. Go ahead and give it a shot, practicing the sprawl. Again, hips nice and low on your toes and knees, and then hopping back up. Grappling stance, hands down, hips back, and then pop back up, ready to go. That's your sprawl. Give a few a shot. The next move we're going to learn is called a butt scoot. This is a great way to practice moving on the ground if you get knocked down. So you're going to sit on your butt, right hand behind you, left foot into the ground with your knee facing the ceiling, and your left hand blocking your face. So you're going to practice going backwards and forwards. Your feet need to be close to your butt to allow you to push into the ground. Keep your hand close to your butt so your back is straight as well. So Kara brings her feet close, pushes, and then her butt scoots backwards. And then switch it when you go forwards. Push with your hand, feet come forward, and slide your butt forward. One knee is down, facing the sky, and one knee is horizontal, facing the ground. You can also switch sides. Give a few a shot, scoot back and forth. Again, keep your back nice and straight, and the hand that's on the ground, fingers pointed away from your head. These are the butt scoots. The next move we're going to learn is called a technical stand-up. You are starting in your butt scoot position, and what you want to do is move your hips up and behind you so you stand up in your grappling or fighting stance without looking away from your opponent. Notice how Kara balances here, and she turns her tummy and hips towards the ground to allow her right foot to move back towards her right hand. So start in the butt scoot position, lift your hips up, look at the ground, posting on one hand and shifting your legs and hips back. Butt scoot, lift up on two limbs, step back into your stance. Now we're going to perform workout number 2 using the techniques that we did today in our grappling lesson. Follow along as best as you can. First, we're going to start in our grappling stance, and I want level changes, as many as you can. Try and follow along with Kara if you can. Ready, and go. Remember, keeping your back straight, eyes up, bending your knees, touching the ground, and standing up. Make sure your stance is wide so you could engage both legs equally. Remember, if at any time you get tired during the workout, take a breather. Alright, switch stances, put your other foot forward, same thing, and level changes, go. You don't ever want to stand up with your knees locked. Bend your knees and then come back up to your crouching grappling stance. Do your best. I know it burns. Great job. Take a breather, shake out those legs. We're going to get right back into it with the next movement being sprawls. You're going to do as many sprawls as you can. Again, if you get tired, just take a breather. Ready, set, and go. Sprawls. Make sure you stand all the way up and hips all the way down. As many as you can. If you can keep up with Cara, perfect. Or try and go faster than her. Keep those arms straight, hips low. You don't have to do a push-up. You don't have to touch your chest to the ground. We're just worried about the hips and getting right back up to your stance. Make sure you breathe. Great work. Well done. Take a breath, and we're going to get right back into it with technical stand-ups. Start in a butt scoot position, and let's see how many times you can stand up technically. Go. Butt scoot, stand up. Butt scoot, stand up. You can switch sides if you want, or just stick to one side. Make sure to breathe. Make sure you're posting on one hand and one foot as your hips go up and away. Nice and easy. And remember, to get your foot by your hand, you need to turn your hips to the ground so your belly button's looking at the floor. Well done. Take a breath. For our cool down, get in a nice, deep, wide stance. Drive your knees out with your elbows. Keep your butt down and shoulders back, really stretching out that groin. You're probably huffing and puffing a little bit. That's okay. Now come out of that stance and bring one arm across your chest, using your other arm to pull it tight, stretching out your shoulder and bicep. Now pull that same arm overhead, stretching out that tricep, really pulling those fingers towards the middle of your back. Switch arms, other arm across your chest. And then overhead. Shoulders back, really pulling that elbow as much as you can without it being too painful. And now our last one, we're just going to do a forward fold. Knees fairly straight, bending at the waist, and just let your body weight dangle and touch your toes if you can. Great job today with our second lesson, the fundamentals of grappling, learning how to stand with a lower center of gravity, changing our levels, learning how to sprawl, learning how to butt scoot, learning how to technical stand up. Until the next one, see you guys later.